unmute you and unmute you at the end. Take care. So you can choose if you want to start sitting on the floor, you can. If you're more comfortable in your chair, that's fine as well. Whatever you're doing, just try and make sure that when you sit, you're using your own muscles to support you. So try not to if you're on a chair, don't sort of be leaning, slumping too much into the chair. So we're just looking for that internal support, that inner support. And if you're on the floor, cross-legged is always quite a nice place to start because it starts to open up those hips that can get quite tight. You might want to sit on something if you've got a handy cushion or blanket or something. You know, you can. I just want you to be comfortable. So just grab whatever you need, and then over the next few moments, we're going to start to just settle. So we're going to just close the eyes or lower the gaze, whichever suits you best. We're just trying to take out some of those outward distractions. So by closing the eyes or lowering the gaze, you haven't got the visual distractions. And it just starts to quieten everything down. So even though you can probably still hear sounds around you, you start to learn to choose which ones you need to register and which ones you can just allow to be a bit of background noise. So you can decide whether you react or respond or not. And then just bring the awareness to the body. Notice how your physical body feels this morning, right now. Each day is different, each moment within each day is different things arise. And as you sort of have a little scan moving around the body, you might come across the odd area that maybe isn't 100% comfy, maybe it feels a bit tight or tense. Sometimes it can be rectified just by shifting your posture a little bit. Other times it's just something that's there. You just need to be aware of it and forgiving of it. So let's think about our posture now. So in your mind's eye, you want to start to arrange it so that your hips and your rib cage and your head are stacked one above the other. Might involve a little bit of sitting back, maybe drawing the chin in. So just have a little play with what needs to happen for you to feel as though your body is aligned. And when you do find that perfect alignment, over time it becomes a new habit to sort of always be in that good posture, that much more comfortable posture over time. So a little nod towards the tummy muscles there. Just take the shoulders up as you next take your in breath and just roll them back and down as you breathe out. If you need to do that a couple of times, go ahead, because we do tend to hold habitual tension in our shoulders. Sometimes you don't know that until you start to move them and hear and feel all the crunches and the gristle moving in the shoulders. So take as long as you need to get comfy in those shoulders, and when you've done, just let it feel as though the shoulders are just sloping downward, down away from the ears, and then the shoulder blades down the back of the body, and that hopefully gives you a little bit more space in the front of the body for breath. That's what we're going to do now. We're going to tune into our breathing. So I'd like to imagine first of all that the breath moves up and down the body. So maybe on your inhale you can picture or sense or feel the breath moving upward on an inhale and exhaling as it moves back down. It's quite nice to have an image of that. Breathing in, shifting the breath upward, breathing out, visualizing it moving back down. And we're just going to add to this visualization here. So at the moment we have length to the breath. The breath is long. We're breathing in and we're moving it up. We're breathing out and it's moving back down. Let's see if we can find a bit of width to the breath. So as you continue focusing on the breath, imagining now that the rib cage moves outwards to the side. You can feel the ribs moving out as if the ribs are trying to touch the inside of your arms. So we're just bringing a little bit of width to the breath. The inhale expands the rib cage out to the side, and as you exhale, it just gently shrinks back. You might still be able to keep maintaining that image of the up and down at the same time. And then we're going to see if we can find a depth to the breath. So this time as you breathe, focus on right in the middle of your rib cage, in the middle of your chest, front and back. So as you breathe in, it feels as though the breath's moving out forwards and backwards. And as you exhale, it's just moving back into the center. You might be able to do all three at the same time. So you're looking at length and width and breadth to the breath as you breathe in. And drawing all back as you breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Just do 2 more breaths like this. And hopefully you've established your rhythm, your breath. Now you've found something that's nice and comfortable for you. You can come back to that at any point. And we're going to just start gently bringing a little bit of movement to the body now with the breath. So you can blink open the eyes if you want to, keep them closed if you're able to follow my instructions. So we're going to clasp the hands and have the palms facing away. So the arms are now going to be pressing out in front of us. Just enjoy that for a moment. Really push the hands away and let the spine round, tuck the chin. Can you feel the stretch across the back of the shoulders? Your belly button's drawing in towards the back of the body too. The pelvis just tilts back a little bit. And just release that as you come back to upright. And just take the hands behind you now, clasping them behind you, and see if you can get that same stretch and push straighten the arms and push the knuckles away, and just feel the pecs, the front of the body, the chest, getting a lovely stretch. And there's a little arch to the back. Keep breathing. Your breath might feel a little bit clipped. Just find something that's comfortable. Just release that. Shrug those shoulders a couple of times. And now we're just going to do the spinal sequence. We're going to move with the breath. So we're going to move from flexion to extension to side stretch to twist. So clasping the hands, turning the palms away. On your inhale, lift them up. So breathing in, reaching up, looking up. As you breathe out, let your hands rest behind your head and come into flexion. So tuck the chin, round the spine, looking down. We can take a couple of extra breaths as we get used to what we're doing with the body. Inhaling as you lift up, so press the palms away, look up, arching the spine. As you exhale, flexion through spine, pressing the palms away, tucking the chin, looking down. Inhale, reaching up, full extension through spine, looking up. As you breathe out, bring your right hand down to the floor. I think you're all on the floor. If you're on a chair, that's fine. Grab the chair and come over into your side stretch. Breathing into that upper side. Breathing out, take gaze down to your hand. As you inhale, clasp the hands and come into full extension of the spine again. Inhale, lift the arms, looking up. Exhaling, left arm comes down. Right arm reaches up and over. Breathe in to find that side stretch. Breathing out, looking down to the floor, looking down to your hands. Clasping the hands on your inhale, coming into full extension. Going to come into our twist from here. So as you exhale, turn to your right, bring your left arm to your right knee. Right arm comes behind you. Take a little gaze over your right shoulder. Breathing in here. Breathing out. Next time you inhale, clasp your hands together. Full extension. Looking up. As you exhale, coming to a twist on your left, right hand to left knee, left arm behind you. Take your gaze over your left shoulder, breathe in tall, breathing out twist. Inhaling as you clasp the hands, opening up. And then as you exhale, just let the arms come back down by your side. Take a little shrug, a little shimmy to shake that all off. Hopefully noticing a little bit of space, freedom, fluidity that's come into the body. I'm going to work into the hips now. So I'm hoping you can all be on the floor. Just in case you're not, you can do this from sitting. You could be in your chair and you could have your ankle resting on the knee. It's really, really nice to do this from lying down. So you're just coming onto your back, having your knees bent, and you're going to bring your right ankle to rest on your left knee, just below that left knee, or above, depending. We're upside down, aren't we? And then we're going to clasp the hands onto that left thigh. So your hands are coming around the back of that left thigh, that left hamstring. Keeping that right foot flexed. So we're looking after that right knee. You're either going to just stay here and breathe, because you might already be feeling quite a big stretch in that right hip and that right glute. If you want to increase the stretch, you can start to draw that left leg towards you by pulling those up using your hands. And you might even get your right elbow into that right thigh and pushing your right leg away. So you can be in charge of your own intensity here, how strong you want that stretch to feel. Wherever you are, can you just close your eyes, tuck your chin so the back of the neck is long, and relax those shoulders. Try to keep your lower body, your hips, your sacrum connected with the floor. Just breathe into where you're feeling that stretch down that right side. Particularly use that exhale, maybe even a little sigh as you let go of any tension held in those hips. Good. Let's bring the left foot back down to the floor, right foot back down to the floor. Take the feet a little bit wider than hip width. Let the arms just flop out by your side if you've got enough room. Maybe you're going to make little cactus arms if you've got not much space. But then just let those knees move one way and the other. So a little rocking left to right, like windscreen wipers. So this is a really lovely, easy twist. It's also a lovely massage across your hips, across your glutes. Let's get rid of any tension and tightness in the hips. Good. Coming back to stillness now. You're going to bring your feet a little bit closer together. This time left ankle resting on that left knee. Keep that left foot flexed. If you can, you clasp the right thigh. And you might just hang out here, or you could intensify that stretch like before, drawing that right knee towards you, right leg towards you, pressing the left leg away, if that feels okay. Wherever you are, just close the eyes, remind yourself to breathe, soften through shoulders and neck, keep that lower back pressing into the floor. It's not just a wonderful stretch for the left, that glute and the hip, it's also a nice back releasing pose. If you get that little pressing down of the lower back into the earth. Nice. Just take a couple of extra breaths, maybe a little sigh. Notice how the sigh helps release tension. Good, and then bring both feet to the floor, wiggle them a little bit wider. Arms just flopping out to the side, or box arms. And just window wipe those knees one way and the other. Lovely twist here. You can coordinate with your breath. If you want to inhale to center, exhale knees to the side. You can add the neck and head into this if you wish, just taking your gaze the opposite way to your knees. Just slowing it right down, gently moving with breath. Breathing into center. Breathing out, coming into your twist. Just a couple more rounds. One more right, one more left. And then when you find yourself back in a neutral position, just pause for a little moment, just checking in with the body. See what you fancy. Maybe you're going to hug the knees into the chest, give yourself a squeeze, a little rock and roll. You might find you want a full body stretch, in which case please go ahead. Just do whatever needs to be done, whatever feels right. And we're just going to come back up to seated for a little bit of breath work. So you can, if you're lying down and you're hugging your knees, it's quite nice sometimes to roll along the length of the spine, shifting a bit of energy, coming all the way up, or just come up in your own way. And find a seat again. So if you're on the floor, great. If you want to sit on a chair, that's fine as well. And again, close the eyes, lower the gaze. And I just want you to come back to, just like we did at the beginning, just tuning in to the body. And even just those last sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes or so, you might find that you feel a little bit different. You might have shifted a bit of energy. You might feel a bit looser in the shoulders, in the hips, a bit more comfortable perhaps. And we're just going to use a visualization again for the breath. Okay, so just make sure you're comfy, sitting nice and tall, hips, ribs and head in alignment again, so you've got space for that breath to move. And we're going to start by focusing on the belly. Now, some people like to just have the hand on the belly to remind them, it's up to you, hand on belly or just hands resting. And for the next couple of rounds of breath, I just want you to focus on the movement there. Feeling the belly, noticing the belly moving with the breath. It swells and it reduces, a bit like the waves on the ocean. Movement right down into the belly. Breathing deeply in and out. And then I'd like you to save a little bit at the end of that inhale to take the breath up into the chest as well. So you're breathing into the belly and up into the chest. And as you breathe out from the chest and out from the belly. Into belly, up into chest, out from chest, out from belly. You might want to put your hand on your chest as well if you're someone that likes that sort of physical prompt as well. We're just focusing on belly to chest, chest to belly. And then save a little bit of inhale to take it up into as high as the collarbones next. So we breathe into belly, chest, collarbone. Breathing out collarbone, chest, belly. You might notice that there's a lot more space and movement in the belly than there is in chest, and more in chest than there is in collarbone. And again, you might choose to move the hands. Breathing into belly, chest, collarbone, collarbones, chest, belly on the exhale. This is called the 3-part breath. And what I'd like you to try and do now is, rather than the breath go belly, chest and collarbone in stages, see if you can hit all 3 at the same time. So it's all 3 of those areas that take the inhale, and all 3 gently subside as you breathe out. This just encourages a lovely, mindful, full, efficient breath, which is said to have really good benefits on the body and the mind. Nice. So just let the awareness fade and just gently blink and open the eyes. So we're just going to make our way to lying down again as long as you've got space and as you're comfy. This is the relaxation part now. We're going to use a technique called progressive muscle relaxation. So it is best if you can lie down. We're just going to tense body parts and then we're going to relax them. And you'll notice hopefully that this really helps the body to get into a really lovely relaxed state. So you can just lie on your backs. And this in yoga, we call this shavasana, which means corpse pose. So the idea is that you come to, you want to be comfy. So you can just let the feet come a little bit wider than hip width so that the feet can just flop. So you're not holding on to any effort now in the legs or the hips. And then the arms go down by the side of the body. And if you can turn the palms to face upward, again, you've got that idea that your shoulders are then sort of rolling open and you haven't got to sort of hold on to any effort to support you in the pose. If for any reason you're not comfy, if you need something under your knees, or you need to bend your knees, or you need something under your head, I just do that now. I don't want anyone to be lying there not feeling comfy, because it's very, very hard to switch off if you've got pain. Good, so once you've arranged the body, last minute wiggles, just take 3 breaths where you breathe deeply in through the nose, open the mouth and let the breath come out in a big sigh. Each and every one of those breaths, imagine it's just taking you a little bit closer towards full relaxation. You're literally just sighing out any sort of reason why you might not be able to relax. Get rid of anything you don't need. So I'm going to be talking through, I'm going to be moving around the body, bringing awareness to the body parts. I'm going to get you to tense them as I mention it, and then you're going to just relax them. And what the idea is that you begin to be able to notice that difference between being tense and being able to switch off, being able to relax the muscles. So we're going to start with the feet. We're going to start with the toes, the soles of the feet, the tops of the feet. So bring tension into the feet now. So maybe you're spreading the toes, curling the toes. Feel a stretch along the balls of the feet, the arches of the feet, the tops of the feet. And keep that tension up into the ankles as well. Just hold it there for a few moments. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, and it might be a sigh if you want, feel all that effort melt. Just let it go completely. Almost like you can almost feel it in a wave or a buzz as that tension just disappears. And bring awareness up into the shins and the calf muscles and just make those muscles a bit tight, a bit strong. Moving into the knees. And you might feel the quads and hamstrings kicking in as well. Just hold those legs strong. Take an inhale. And on a sigh, just let all those big muscles go. Feel as though you're melting down into the air. It's almost like a buzz, a bit of heat flooding down into those legs. Good. Now bring the awareness into the pelvis, the hips, the glutes. Really tighten those muscles. Feel as though this whole area is completely engaged, super strong. Hold it for a moment. Take an in-breath. And then on your sighing exhale, completely release And just let all those muscles soften and let go. And see if you can locate your belly muscles, your tummy muscles, the lower abdomen. See if you can draw the belly button down towards the floor. Feel this whole area strong, tense, holding on to that effort. Might even feel the small of the back pressing down into the floor. Breathe in, and as you exhale, complete release as you just let the belly go completely soft. So next time you breathe, you've just got this lovely, gentle, soft movement in the belly. Take the awareness a little bit higher and imagine now you're pressing the shoulder blades into the floor. Always feel those muscles down the sides of your ribs engaged. Just hold it for a little while. Breathing in, sigh the breath away and just let go completely and feel that flooding heat, that lovely softness moving all the way from the back and the belly and the chest. And bring awareness into the arms, the upper arms, the elbows, the wrists, down into the hands. So almost, maybe the arms almost feel like they're a centimetre off the floor. Just feel that effort. Feel it coursing through those arms. But then as you sigh the breath away, let it melt. A wave of heat rushing down from shoulders down to fingertips. All tension and tightness melting away. Good. Bringing the awareness into the head and the neck now. So pushing the back of the middle of the head down into the floor, and then furrow the brow, wrinkle the nose, purse the lips, clench the teeth to start to really get a bit of tension going along in the face and the jaw. Just hold it there for a little while so that when you next take your sighing exhale, you can fully appreciate that release as all the little muscles in the face, around the eyes, around the mouth, the jaw, a lot of tension held here, it all just completely melts away. So now when you next turn your awareness to the body, you notice this sense of softness, of ease, of complete relaxation. If I were to float you off where you're lying, there'd be an imprint of your body shape on the floor where you've completely surrendered. You've got the weight down into the earth. Even though the body is completely still, completely relaxed, you notice that you remain awake and alert, and perhaps even energized, even though you're fully relaxed. Bring awareness back to the ebb and flow of breath. No effort this time. We're not focusing particularly on moving the breath into certain areas or a major effort to contract and grow on the breath. We're just noticing a gentle movement in the body as we breathe. Just become aware of your skin, the outer edges of your body, the feeling of whatever you're lying on, the temperature in the room. And let that focus shift outwards to notice any sounds around you. And then just start to deepen the breath. A little bit of effort as you swell the chest as you breathe in. Dip the belly as you breathe out. Breathing into fingers and toes. Breathing out, just bringing a little bit of movement there. Good, and let that movement ripple. So you've done fingers and toes. Then do wrists and ankles. Rippling up into the legs and the arms. And then maybe you want to take a full body stretch. Lifting the arms up and over the head. And then what about hug the knees into the chest? Take a little rock and roll. Maybe left, right, forwards and back. And when you're ready, coming up to sitting, coming back to upright. And just being comfortable in your seat once more. Let's hope that we now all feel very comfortable. Maybe, hopefully, even more comfortable than when we started. And when you're ready to take an inhale, lift the arms up, bring the palms together. And as you breathe out, let the hands come and rest at the heart. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you have an amazing Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn.
That was lovely.
Thanks, Verity.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
All right, take care. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.